Welcome back. Let us continue with the MSQ. But before we all talk, strange. Is it just me, or is it ground? Is the ground swing? It's very colorful, is it not? Yes. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. Myriad delights await you should you elect to explore and experience, assuming you are sufficiently open-minded. That is, I, alas, cannot afford to linger. Glad though I am to have arrived, I would remind you all that we are far from home and with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Caravalain, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching a Thord were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be first travelers seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis like that Yugiri and Go Setsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Othard, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Caravalain, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in the large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokaze Hostelry is an ideal place to rest and relax and reflect, or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course, surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over and keep you. Right then, to the hostelry. After you. Do, 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 do. Bum, 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 bum.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Oh, 1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugane and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government. Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
To paraphrase, Kugane is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
And you must be Akira Blackrose, Slayer of the Gods, Rider of the Dragon, Savior of Ishgard, Stealer of Pants. If some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed, I knew it! May I say, what an honor and pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out the various landmarks along the way. If you would be so good as to follow me. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna tune this aetherite. God, I love this music. Even the aetherite looks different here. I note that our would-be host has elected to dress in the local fashion. I say, what is that I smell wafting from the yonder tea house? Could it be? Yes, could it be just possibly be the scent of Whisper's secrets keep waiting to be overheard? I do not like the cut of that man's jib, not one bit. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tenkonto. Loosely translated, the name means Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have discluded, makes reference to the aetherite which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlian, yet I trust its function is identical. A diplomat and a scholar with wonders ever cease. Far Eastern aetherite technologies have a long and storied tradition. I assure you, this particular example was constructed by the Hoshishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral technologies with the utmost secrecy. In short, you will find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. Attune if you like. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the aetherite. Come, let us move along. The markets are next. Alright, let's head to the markets. Okay, where was the aetherite? Where was it? 90? Okay, there it is. Well, I would expect no less of a bustling port. Just look at all these garnish designs, not fond of subtly, are they? Is that a theater over there? No sign of Go Setsu or Yigiri here. That not that I expect a stumble across them. To stumble across them just like that, though it would have been nice. Be still, my heart. Alright. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kugane. Kogane Dori. Oh, the aesthetic. Ah, so good. Kugane, as you are doubtless unaware, is an ancient Hingan word for gold. So, in this prosperous port, where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or kogane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Aha, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of won coin. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company. You are with clients today? Why, if it isn't Master Kitten, pray allow me to introduce you my esteemed guest, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Kaiten of the Hakuchi clan, and it is an honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we received many foreign visitors in Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Erosion Guild are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Arms, armor, food stalls, portables, here you will find all of them and more. Don't mind me, I'll be back. Don't think I haven't memorized every detail of that street. There's at least half a dozen shops that will soon be enjoying my custom. We're actually quite far from the docks, aren't we? This place is bigger than I thought. Where to next, I wonder? Yeah. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads to Igangai, the district of where Ijin or foreigners are permitted to reside. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely. So you see, it would not be at all unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not have any physical altercations after all, such spats being strictly forbidden. The Shikesai Gurumi parish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled from for a single violation, though, to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. What? Cut down then and there? You're joking, right? Would I, were that I were, but alas, these samurais are a humorless lot. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant in his cups dared lay hands upon a Hinigan aristocrat in the front of a Sekishijumi. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. So, as you see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or you with yourselves in the manner of the late Talaji Adelaji. Oh, how I amuse myself, but we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garland Consulate. Let me grab all this crap. So this is okay. Danger, excitement, intrigue, oh my. Some might call it unwise to loiter outside the gates of a hostile empire's consulate. consulate. So that building's full of Garleans. Full. Compared to the Hagen architecture, this seems stab and uninspired, or mayhap I have simply had my fill of Garlean aesthetics, such as they are. That close enough, savage. This is, you may have some surmised, is the consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate. Are their uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West? Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs, all of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. There is so much more I could speak of. The soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district. But you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. So we're just missing these three. Alright, cool. I dare say we could travel to Miracidia or the New World and find a man like Hancock waiting for us. Ah, the unmistakable scent of wealth and power. Even though this feels just as out of place as the Guardian consulted, it's a lot more comforting. There is no denying this place was built for an Udon. At long last, we have arrived at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices? We have much to discuss, so I will refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way.
Our thaumaturgist took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify, then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Aori Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugane.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map. We are here in Kugane, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy. Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I'm told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
So I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lolorito's debt. We must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Alamigan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. I am not sure how I imagine our time in the Far East unfolding, but it definitely didn't involve udons, and especially not these udons. Still, whatever works, right? He was not exaggerating when he spoke of their ward's efficiency. Whoever wove them did so with consummate skill. Oops. Alright. Okay. Oh, this place takes me back. It reminds me of the workshop of an Uldan lapidary I once served. I must confess, I am an avid collector of all things Far Eastern. See for yourself, I insist. It would seem inefficient for us all to venture out together in search of information of Yagiri and Gosetsu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our net wither, split up, and pursue all available adventures of inquiry. But it were to coordinate our efforts efficiently, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed, Tataru would seem best suited to the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. Well, still attends to that, we four can begin our search for questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Alize and I will take those in the southern districts of the city. The two of you can take those in the north. In anticipation of just such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing some few sketches of Yagiri and Gosetsu during our voyage. Wow, Yustola warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but these are great. They're definitely come in handy. Look, Nike, it's you and me, Akira. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Wow, Alphino's sketches are so... I don't know how to put it, but they're very... Well, see for yourself. You may view Alphino's sketch at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items menu. Go on, take a look. You'll see what I mean. It looks more than like them than they do. Honestly, he could make a living doing this. Sorry. No time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karaku at the something unsun onsen osen. That was it. Let's see, Kugane, Aetherite Plaza. What the fuck is this? I'm guessing this is the one that opens the Plaza. Yeah. Not interested at the moment. Do 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 do. And we grab the last one. Hey, let's go. Yep. Sweet. Come one, come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rations. There is not that the mystical waters of the Bokasen hot springs cannot heal. Ho, what is that in your hand? You seek this aura and this Rogadin, do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons past and present. Please, we came all this way from Erosion to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have ever honored their wishes. Only the Sekisaigumi may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but this is not I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about the woman who runs the hostelry, Kotokazi? Was it? Bum, 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 ba-da, ba, bum, bum. Oh shit. Missed the 8th, right? Let's go to the... Ah, fuck. This is not it. I think this is it. There we go. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine, exceptional quality, delivered but the other day? Ah, an Ari shinobi and a Rogeddon samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with some few of mine own. If I speak of that which you know, Jin, be not offended. You are familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea, the doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet. I see. And you are familiar with the ways of Higashi, how we like to stand apart and support no cause but our own. Indifferent and callous, some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is not to survive. But we are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kugane is open to Ijin, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The two individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make the trip to the at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I will provide you with the names of the captains if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Kotokaze. I'll be assured to come back from that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first 3, I'll take the rest. And we'll meet here when we've finished, alright? Good. Good luck! Do 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 do. If my memory serves me right, Stormblood was the turning point of 14 where they got rid of PS3 support. If my memory serves me right. Bum 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 bum. God, it's been so long. I swear. What was it? I still remember the God, the adventure of Stormblood. It's dun, dun, dun. Yes, a rogue-headed gentleman did approach me. He wanted to charter a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea. The mad devil! I sent him away, like all the others before him. The woman, nay, I know her not. You know, I'm really excited to experience another expansion, like first expansion approach, like Endwalker. Oh, can't wait. You asked me if I seen this Ari woman and this Rogeddon samurai. The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. He was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel solely between here and Radsat Han. It would be a unreasonable detour. Let's see. I think, if my memory serves me right, Stormblood released 4 years ago. God, it's been so long. Anyways. Passengers, no, we no longer offer that service. Too much trouble. Now we only transport goods. I told this to the samurai and sent him off this way. The woman, pah! If it is woman you seek, the pleasure houses have plenty. Ooh. I would like to know where they are. For research purposes only. Bum, 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 bum. Ah, God. I'm sorry, I'm just gushing. Ah. How did it, oh, never mind. Judging from the look on your face, you didn't have much better luck than I did. Alright, that concludes this episode of 14. We shall continue in the next one. Till then, fare thee well.